order. So we'll call the meeting to order. Is Robert's not here yet?
I don't think he was sure if he would have a subbing gig today or not. So my guess is he probably got called in to do something.
All right. Well, Joe, if you don't mind, I'll have you lead us in the flag salute. Everybody else is going to mute.
Certainly. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good, thank you. Let's see. We are at agenda approval. Does anybody want to make a motion?
I'll move that we approve the agenda.
Jeannie's made the motion. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Seconded. Motion is seconded. Any changes to the agenda, Joe?
Nope, as presented.
Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We have 4 ayes and 1 absent. And we are at the action discussion section, consideration of approval of district's initial proposal for contract negotiations with the WTA. Negotiations for 2021-22 school year. Joe, go ahead.
All right, so this is the same proposal that we saw at our board meeting last week. Just the law requires us to have it come as an information item the first time around, and this time is just as an approval of what we're opening with here.
Okay. I do have a question, and that was in terms of things that we're asking. These are our openers, correct?
Correct.
So is there a reason why we haven't included an opener for wages and benefits?
I have health and welfare benefits, and in the top I said in addition to salary.
Okay.
Which is always kind of one of those things that's open in negotiations. And
I see. Okay.
And the WTA open with salary and benefits as well. So I think we're covered on both sides.
Okay. And
There you are.
is there, let me see if I can actually get out of this now. I'm sorry, I'm playing with Gamut as well at the same time. There we go. Back
Alex,
to the-
just to let you know that Robert's on in case you.
Perfect. Thank you, Robert.
Hi, guys. I'm sorry I was out on the road, so I had to pull over to get in.
Sounds like you're still on the road. So we are at the action item, Robert. We're considering the approval of the district's sunshine proposals. And is there a motion on the floor? Is there a motion to make the approval of item A?
I
Is
approve.
is this executive or is this public, this meeting that we're doing right now?
This is public.
Oh, okay, this is public. All righty.
Okay, I move that
Excuse me.
I move we agree to the sunshining of the reopeners for Willits Unified School District, or the WTA group.
I can second that.
And is there any further discussion?
Yes,
hearing
when do we discuss it in in closed session?
We did last board meeting, if you'll recall.
No, but we didn't, or maybe I missed, we talked in generals, right? Or
Correct.
did we make bottom lines?
We
Yeah,
did
we
not make-
have not started
okay.
negotiations yet. So this is
Right.
just initiating that process. No decisions will be made before I bring it to you guys. So I'll have an update for you in our November 10th meeting.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So in other words, probably during our closed session on November 10th or possibly before, we can sit down with Joe collectively and talk about the things that we're interested in seeing. Nothing stops you from going down and stopping in and visiting with Joe and letting him know that what you specifically are interested in, Paula. And the same goes for the
okay.
rest of the board.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to clarify specific points that you're interested in or concerned about in the contract, then that would be really good that you could do a one-on-one with Joe, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that'd be super helpful too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
and
I
then-
make an appointment with Rochelle or with you?
Either one.
Rochelle, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and then the same goes for the rest of the board, and then we can collectively kind of put all that together during closed session at our next board meeting.
Thank you.
So there's been a motion, and it's been a motion and seconded to approve item A. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will call for the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Next items from the next board meeting, we can forego that unless somebody's really got something at the top of their list. And if
I do just about the peewees. If we can have a peewee in general discussion, sort of before that happens to the board, if maybe we could have it, or someone, it could just be information, if nothing else, but
so what are you looking for, Paula, specifically?
it's mostly, I want to know some of the rules. Some of the parents from the peewee kids, these are little kids that learn to play football and turn into high school football players generally. And so
Right.
what happens is there seem to be some misunderstandings about what kind of services they think they're paying for when they lease the space or however they deal with the football field.
Okay.
And I get a lot of conflicting information just because I see what goes on. So I just thought if maybe we were able to clarify that here, this is about what they pay, this is about what they should be getting, then we won't have too much of people saying we pay and we get nothing, or we don't pay and we want everything, because
So
those are
let
the
me
two
ask
biggest.
Joe. Joe, is any of that codified in print?
I'm not sure if we have board policy. I'm sure somewhere for general facilities use we do. We do also have the facilities use agreements that are for each group that's using them, using our fields. So that's certainly something I could bring forward in a general discussion around facilities use. I wouldn't want to target any one specific group.
Is there
That
a-
might be the best. I've seen facility agreements. They are kind of in general, you just put what it is at the top. I've never seen a policy, and I know that they're all on the computer now, and I looked through it. There isn't anything except like 30 years or whatever of past practice. And it's just the last few years, the concerns seem to keep growing and growing. And the latest I heard last week was that some parents just think it would be a good idea if they came to the board and made their concerns clear. And I just thought that if we could sort of give everyone the same amount of information, people wouldn't be so prone to wanting to make their understandings clear.
Well, it sounds like maybe it would be wise if we did have a facilities use policy and a procedure that was more formalized.
That
So
could be.
that way, if it was on, for example, if that information was on our website, people could get that information, up front as well.
It
Any
is.
cost-
We have our facilities use policy or our procedure. It's a part of the form they
The
fill out.
form
It's
is
pretty-
there. Yeah.
The form is
Yeah.
pretty detailed about our procedures for it. But I'll certainly research a policy and see where we are with that.
Okay. I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know if we
couldn't
charge
think.
for those facilities or,
Mhm.
Generally, we only charge when there is a cost to us. So if there's if say a custodian has to come in and open something up or that kind of thing, we charge for that time. But as long as there's not a cost to us, we generally don't charge.
got it. Okay. All right.
So I have an item that I would like as an informative item regarding digital curriculum being utilized in the school district. And I'd sort of like to hear what's being used at different sites. And I've talked to Joe about this, and I thought it was going to be in the October agenda, but it wasn't. But we adopt textbooks, but we don't adopt this other curriculum, and it's being utilized in the district, and a lot of money is being spent on digital curriculum. And I just think the board should be aware of what this curriculum is and whether it's being used or not used or whatever. So, or how it's being used at one site or compared to another, whatever. But I think that it would be really informative for the board to know what digital curriculum is being used, because it's very expensive.
Is there a way that can be put into some sort of a report for us, Joe?
Yes. I was just making notes for myself here. I'll get each site to come up with a summary and I'll pull it all together and have that as a report for you.
Now, I know that not Rochelle, Jennifer Maples was working on getting us password access so that we could review some of that information. And I'm not sure where that stands at this stage, because I've replied back to her, talked to her about the fact that I know that some of the issue had to do with the number of licenses. And I suggested to her that we as a board could share one license for a limited period of time, similar to like we have a limited period of time to review the textbooks before we approve them. I would argue something similar to that would and all the board had the option during a limited period. That way we don't take up that entire license for an entire year.
Sure. Okay, and maybe we can ask some of our reps. They might give us oftentimes they can set up a 30-day or a 45-day account kind of thing.
Right.
So that might be the best way to go about it. So it doesn't even take away if there's a teacher needing to use it or something. So.
But I don't want to see a sample.
No, they're pretty good with the digital curriculum and showing the full curriculum in those online uses that they have now. So.
Because what I feel about they're salespeople, you know, they're going to tell you what you want to hear, you know, so you adopt so you buy their materials, you know, and so I would really like to know what's really there.
Sure.
All right. Anything further for items for the next board agenda, excuse me? Hearing nothing, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second?
I
I'll
second. Oh, good,
Okay.
Rob.
Motion and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at November.
Okay.
Bye.
Stay dry this weekend.